Lee was born in the year of and at the hour of the dragon. Bruce Lee's life was destined for greatness from the moment he was born. Arriving on November 27, 1940 at 7:12 a.m., Lee was born during both the year and the hour of the dragon according to Chinese astrology. The dragon is the zodiac's mightiest creature, symbolizing power and resilience, traits Lee embodied throughout his life. This auspicious timing earned him the childhood nickname Little Dragon, and the dragon motif followed him into his film career, becoming an iconic part of his legacy. Lee was not known as Bruce in his childhood. Bruce Lee wasn't always Bruce. Born in the United States, a nurse suggested the name Bruce, but in Hong Kong, he was known as Lee Junfan. This name, meaning to return and prosper, reflected his parents' hopes for his future. His mother wished for him to go back to the U.S. and achieve great success, a prophecy that would indeed come true. Young Lee Junfan eventually became Bruce Lee, returning to America for his education and to meet his future wife. Bruce Lee, the child actor. Bruce Lee's on-screen journey began when he was just 3 months old, appearing as an infant extra. Thanks to his father's connections in the entertainment industry, little Bruce was a regular in Hong Kong films. By 13, he had already acted in 8 films, showcasing his natural talent and charm. By the time he left Hong Kong in 1959, he had over 20 film credits to his name. Lee's early start in the film industry laid the foundation for his iconic career, proving that he was destined for the spotlight from the very beginning. Bruce Lee was unable to swim. Bruce Lee, the man who famously advised us to be like water, couldn't actually swim. According to his brother and sister, the martial arts legend had a dislike for open water and couldn't swim a stroke. This seems a bit ironic for a guy who believed in diving right into challenges. Turns out, an incident from his childhood might be to blame. His sister Phoebe once held him underwater, scaring him enough to vow never to enter a swimming pool again. Lee's parents sent him to the U.S. to avoid street fighting. Bruce Lee wasn't just fighting in the movies, his street fighting days were very real. As a teenager, Bruce took up martial arts to fend off bullies. After mastering various techniques, he joined a street gang, becoming a bit of a rebel himself. Contrary to the popular tale of fleeing Hong Kong after thrashing a triad teen, it was more about his school struggles and constant brawls. His parents decided a change of scenery might do the trick. In 1959, they sent him to San Francisco to live with his sister. From there, he moved to Seattle, hoping the new environment would keep him out of trouble and focused on his studies. He had fancy feet. Bruce Lee wasn't just a master of martial arts, he also had some serious moves on the dance floor. In 1958, he won the Hong Kong Cha-Cha Dance Contest, thanks to his expert ballroom dancing skills. That's right, the man who taught us to be like water could also cha-cha with the best of them. Lee even traded martial arts lessons for dance lessons back in the day. One of his first gigs in America was as a ballroom instructor. Visit the Hong Kong Heritage Museum and you'll find a notebook of his with over 100 cha-cha steps, proving that his talents were as diverse as his kicks were fast. Lee was a habitual user of cannabis in the form of hashish. Despite his disciplined lifestyle, Bruce Lee had a surprising habit. He was a regular cannabis user, specifically hashish. Unlike the typical vices of alcohol or tobacco, Lee preferred chewing on a potent form of Nepalese hashish. This habit became more pronounced after he suffered a serious back injury in 1970, using it to manage his chronic pain. Lee's preference for this natural remedy even showed up in his autopsy, with traces of cannabis found in his stomach. Lee failed a military physical. Bruce Lee, despite his impressive physical prowess, wasn't deemed fit for the military. In 1963, he was summoned by a draft board for potential induction into the U.S. Armed Forces, but he failed the physical exam. The reasons for his rejection vary. Some say it was due to an undescended testicle, while others point to his poor eyesight, which required thick glasses from a young age. Additionally, one of his legs was shorter than the other. Despite his incredible martial arts skills, these factors combined led the board to deem him unfit for combat, sparing him from military service. Bruce Lee's first high-profile U.S. role was on the television show The Green Hornet. Bruce Lee's big break in the U.S. came with his role as Kato on the TV show The Green Hornet. After wowing audiences at the 1964 Long Beach International Karate Championships, Hollywood producers took notice of his impressive fighting skills and charisma. They invited him to audition for the role of Kato, the Green Hornet's trusty sidekick. Though the show was short-lived, it introduced martial arts to American TV and made Lee a massive star in Hong Kong, where it was dubbed The Kato Show. The Kung Fu TV show might have been stolen from Lee. Did Bruce Lee's idea get swiped for the TV show Kung Fu? According to his widow, Linda Lee Cadwell, Warner Brothers took the concept from Bruce. Lee had pitched a similar idea about a martial artist in the Old West to both Paramount and Warner Brothers, even talking about it on Canadian TV before he passed. Despite these claims, the show aired on ABC in 1972 and became a hit. Although the producers threatened legal action over Cadwell's allegations, no lawsuit was filed. Ed Spielman, the show's creator, insisted he had documents proving the idea was his alone. Lee personally trained numerous Hollywood celebrities. Bruce Lee wasn't just a martial arts superstar, he was also the go-to trainer for Hollywood's elite. He taught and coached A-listers like Steve McQueen, James Coburn, James Garner, Roman Polanski, Sharon Tate, and George Lazenby. Lee formed strong bonds with his celebrity students, blending martial arts wisdom with personal mentorship. When he passed away in 1973, McQueen, Coburn, and Lazenby honored him by serving as pallbearers at his funeral. Bruce Lee beat up a young Jackie Chan in Fists of Fury. Before Jackie Chan became a household name, he was just a young stuntman working on the set of Bruce Lee's Fists of Fury. In one memorable scene, Bruce accidentally smacked Chan in the face with a stick during a fight sequence. Ever the showman, Chan exaggerated his injury to catch his idol's attention. It worked. Bruce rushed over to check on him, ensuring the future star was okay. This minor mishap turned into a cherished memory for Chan, who has recounted the story fondly in interviews, marking the beginning of his own legendary career in martial arts cinema. Bruce Lee gave Chuck Norris his first role as an extra in a fight scene. Before Chuck Norris was a roundhouse-kicking legend, he got his first break thanks to Bruce Lee. While working as a stunt coordinator on The Wrecking Crew, Bruce helped his buddy Norris land a small role. Norris had a single line in a brief fight scene, making his appearance easy to miss if you blink. This minor gig marked the beginning of Chuck's journey in Hollywood, setting the stage for his future as a martial arts icon. Lee suffered a serious back injury in 1970. Bruce Lee's rigorous training almost ended his career. On August 13, 1970, while performing Good Mornings, a weightlifting exercise involving a barbell and squats, Lee injured his back. Without a proper warm-up, he felt a crack in his spine, resulting in severe nerve damage. This injury forced him into 6 months of rest and rehab. From then on, he needed stunt doubles and stand-ins for his films, as his back couldn't handle the intense movements. The chronic pain led to regular use of painkillers, which may have contributed to his untimely death when mixed with medication for a headache. Lee's last film was produced after his death. Bruce Lee's final cinematic endeavor, Game of Death, was a project he never got to finish. In 1972, Lee paused filming to star in Enter the Dragon, a groundbreaking kung fu film funded by Warner Brothers. Tragically, he passed away on July 20, 1973, before he could return to Game of Death. The movie, filled with action and Lee's signature moves, wasn't released until 1978, 5 years after his death. The production had to creatively use existing footage and stand-ins to complete the film. His grave lies in Seattle, Washington. Though Bruce Lee is a legendary figure in Asia, his final resting place is in Seattle, Washington. Lee met his wife, Linda Lee Cadwell, in Seattle while she was teaching high school and he was attending college. The two married while both were at the University of Washington. Despite his global fame, Linda felt their true home was in Seattle, where they shared some of their happiest moments. After Bruce's untimely death, Linda chose to bury him in Seattle's Lakeview Cemetery. Today, fans from around the world visit his grave, paying tribute to the martial arts icon who found his peace in the Pacific Northwest. If you enjoyed this video, then check out our video about different kickboxing styles. Don't forget to subscribe for more.